MacVoices is supported by ATTO. For over 30 years, ATTO Technology has been a global leader across the IT and media and entertainment markets, specializing in storage and network connectivity and infrastructure solutions for the most data-intensive computing environments. ATTO works with partners to deliver high-end solutions to better store, manage, and deliver data. Find out more at atto.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. MacVoices is in San Jose for AltConf and WWDC. I have a chance to talk to Michael of Skafos about what they're doing here at AltConf and what Skafos is. Michael, it's good to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
So tell me about Skafos.
Skafos is a tool for mobile development teams to keep their core ML models or other machine learning models that run on devices, in other words, in the apps, updated without the need for app updates, which is a pretty big deal once you start getting into using this technology, ML, machine learning, and other techniques.
Yeah, machine learning is such a hot topic right now. We saw a fair amount of it talked about at Apple's keynote yesterday, and it seems like everywhere you go, somebody's implementing machine learning.
Oh, absolutely, and we're right in the beginning of a pretty exciting time where we're using this technology, especially as app developers, to improve experiences for our users, which is what it's all about.
So for someone who's not a developer, tell me what the benefits of Skafos are of me using your technology in my app.
Sure, I can talk about a customer.
Please.
Yeah, so this customer allows, essentially uses the phone to allow folks that are going through a plastic surgery sort of thing,
yeah.
and basically to see what the procedures would look like, before they actually are done. And so they use machine learning models to landmark the face during the picture to be able to show you changes, right? So they could change the eyebrows, noses, and things like that, and that helps those folks, one, see what's going to happen, and also just make the experience hopefully a little bit less scary.
Yeah.
But with the advantage of having Skafos involved is that those models, every time they're doing it with some of those users, they're taking that data and retraining the models to make them better. In other words, to make them work better, make the experience better. But in order to keep those updated, they use us to do that without app updates, or if they need to roll back, or if they need to do things like, roll out to 10% of the devices, and basically anything. When you start getting into software development life cycles, we're the tools to make ML part of that. If that makes sense.
No, it actually does, and
Yeah.
that's such a great example because
Right.
I don't think we hear machine learning, but we don't appreciate what all it can do.
Right.
I would never have thought of plastic surgery as a machine learning situation.
Right. Well, there's that. You're obviously seeing, not obviously, but you're also seeing a lot of this technology in apps happening for, say, cosmetics companies, right? If you ever seen those apps where you can try on makeup or different hairstyles, things like that. At first you may think it's silly, but it's actually not silly. The reason they're doing that is because, obviously it costs the cosmetics companies lots of money to do samples and things like that. If they can make the experience where, I as a consumer can try on a product virtually, and not only are they able to save money, but they're also able to make the just make it better, right? Not to mention, other companies are using it to do things like that. But like Lush Cosmetics is one example. They don't want to wait. They're very environmentally conscious, which is a good thing, and they don't want to waste, resources, right? And so they're experimenting right now with a store in Tokyo which sells bath bombs. I don't know if you've seen bath bombs.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And so one of the challenges right now is that there's paper signage that has to be reprinted and thrown out and things like that. Also, when you go into a store, that for people to see what the bath bomb looks like in water, right? They usually drop it in water, and that's wasted. And so they built a store that has no signage, no water, it's just bath bombs, and you take their app and you point it to the bath bomb that you're interested in, and then it uses an image classification model to identify that bath bomb, and then give you not only the details, the cost, and the ingredients, but also in the background you can see what it looks like in water. So they have like a video that plays. So there's use cases like that are starting to pop up.
And again, that's something
Yeah.
I want the general public to start to understand this, and
Right.
maybe, and frankly, not be a little afraid of it, because I
Right.
think there is that going on out there.
Right.
We have this stories about, AI is going to take over,
Sure.
and I don't. That's kind of my reaction
Yeah.
too. Maybe we'll both be laughing out the other sides of our face at some
Right.
point, but
Right.
they don't really understand it, and
Right.
so now we're talking about some real world benefits
Right.
or conveniences or
Right.
whatever.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, is Skynet coming? Maybe. I don't know. We're not there. But there's a lot of opportunity now, to leverage the devices we have in our hand. I mean, that's what Apple's pushing, right? That's what they're, there's a reason why they're putting in, the processors and giving us Core ML and all those tools, is because they understand that to improve the experience, being able to use, machine learning, which is really identifying a pattern, right? It's learning more, like the personalization that they were talking about. That I don't think that's an evil thing. It's there to make the experience better, and hopefully, build apps that provide value to your users, which is what I think this is about. So as a developer, as a company, looking into the space, I would embrace it, and the only if you want to give me some advice,
yeah, please.
I've seen in our experience that usually it's a simple stuff that you want to start with, right? Don't boil the ocean. Don't try to create the most magnificent AI thing on the planet. It's can I try on lipstick, or can I identify an object in a room and then put paint on the wall, things like that. Start there and move up, right? And it's not scary, and the key thing is to make sure you have the tool sets in place. And this is not a pitch, but this is reality. As you start to build product, you need to have the tool sets in place to make sure you can manage those products, right? And that's what we do as Skafos, is we are the tool that is built to help companies go beyond a POC into a proof of concept into an actual, being able to actually put it in their software development lifecycle and manage it.
I really appreciate the way you couch it as a tool.
Yeah.
It's not the end. It's not the end process.
No.
It's part of getting to the end process.
Right.
And we've seen. I mean, I've been here a number of years, and you see different tools come and go, but they're
Right.
tools. They're part of the evolution.
Right. Yeah, it's a tool. Like we're not. We're not. I wouldn't claim that we. Well, I'm not. We're not claiming that we solve everything, But we're a tool that's in your toolbox. Very much like, some of the other companies here are a tool in a toolbox, and that's what it is. And how you, if and when you need a tool, you use it, right? And that's how you should look at this.
So if I come to you and say, okay, Michael, I want to implement Skafos.
Yes.
I want to implement machine learning in my app or my project.
Right.
What's the process?
So it's a very simple, most of the modern internet these days. So we provide, you can sign up online, right? So it's free 30-day trial, and what you do is when you sign up, we give you two things or three things. One, a dashboard where you can see your models and deploy them. We have a Python SDK that's designed to drop into training environments. So a lot of customers are using, and when I say training, just to be clear, these models have to be trained. In other words, you have to pump data through the different things, right? And so usually that's done on a training environment, which is it could be AWS, like SageMaker, it could be Azure's products, it could be IBM. Watson has products like that. Google Cloud, for example, Google Colab. There's a notebook environment that has a free GPU, FYI, if you guys want to have a really fun thing to play with. Probably shouldn't be saying that at a WWDC conference, but anyway, but you drop the SDK in there so your machine learning engineer or data scientist can simply, once they're done training with the SDK, they can push that model into Skafos and then use the dashboard to deploy it to the app groups. We call them groups. And then we have a Swift framework you just drop right into your app, and it handles everything. The downloads, make sure that it's the right assets, and compiling it into Core ML. So we kind of take all that work out. So it's a dashboard, an SDK, Python SDK, and a Swift framework. And that's it.
So what kind of timing is there if I sign up today?
Right.
And how quickly can I get it deployed to an end user, or have the results deployed?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
So loaded question a little bit, depending on the project.
I realize.
But in reality, I mean, I can tell you, we have example apps, right? You can get those deployed let's just say 10 minutes. You can do it faster than that. 10 minutes. If it all depends on if we have some starters, or not starter. We have tutorials and stuff like that, but we're not building models, right? So we're not saying, hey, we got the best image classification model on the planet. Guess what? There's a ton of models on the internet, right? And so where you can get started, a lot better tutorials. Fast AI is one of them. Obviously, Turi Create, we're big fans of that. That's a great tool. So if you had a model and you had a process going, you can get it implemented into your app in minutes. Yeah, it's pretty fast. I mean, what we're trying to do is make it very seamless to do, right? So like. I used to be an engineer, more of an engineer, and I remember, all I wanted to do was build apps, right? And this kind of stuff of writing these pipes and all that stuff is not really what I want to do. And so we've designed the entire system to let you keep building apps and let us do the stuff that's really not fun, right? And so it is designed for you'll see our Swift framework is written by people that know Swift, right? They know iOS and so on. So it's pretty painless, actually.
All right, now the dirty question.
Yeah.
What kind of pricing is there for this, or what is your pricing model? Maybe it's a better way.
It's a usage model. We do have a free 30-day trial, and then the entry level is $50 a month, and that gives you 5,000 active devices to manage, which is pretty good. Yeah. And 4 collaborators. I've priced it. It's pretty affordable considering. What you're getting for it. So
I really was expecting something a lot higher.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay. Well,
the website where folks go to learn everything about it.
Really easy. It's Skafos.ai. So it's skfos.ai. Please come. Sign up. We have a Slack channel we're pretty active in. We're very happy to help, not only from an ops side, deployment side, but also a data science side. We do have a team of data scientists that we're happy to answer questions. So, just come check it out. It's free to check out. Yeah.
Michael, thanks so much for the time. I know it's a busy conference, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Folks, we'll have more from AltConf in San Jose. I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.